Today makes it day 2 since we stock our broiler chicks. In this video, I'll be showing you our daily routine that has given us much success since we started raising chicks from day old. Welcome to Farmbiz with Markay. In this channel, we show you how to maximize profit in farming through creativity. Today makes it day 2 since we stock our ROS 308 beds. So at day 2, like I said yesterday, you can see the carton is already getting messed up. So what I'll be doing by tomorrow, I'm going to flip it over, because remember I said I'll be using this carton twice, because the pull they pull on the carton right now has not gotten to the other side. It has not been absorbed to the other end. So that means I can still use the other side as from tomorrow, so that by day 4, day 5, I should be able to remove the carton entirely from the sawdust, so that the chicks cannot be on the sawdust. So what I did today, I had to use this flip feeder to test them. I discovered that okay, they cannot eat freely from it, because as at yesterday they weren't able to really eat freely. Some were climbing the top before they could get feed from the feeder, so I didn't start using the flip feeder from day 1. So today makes it day 2, so I had to introduce it today, because from day 2, day 3, their mouth cannot get to the feed really inside that feeder. So that's why I had to include it today. So I had to include 4 of the feeder to the ones I already have, so that the birds can have more than enough feeder, so that they can eat wherever they are. As you can see, from yesterday till now, you can see the changes. Though they've been doing well, the birds. So we've not had any mortality, and I hope to keep it that way, because it's really impressive right now. The birds are doing well, and it's really giving me joy. Now the way the rate they are eating, drinking, and all of that, it's really giving me joy. Now today I started medication. That was since after about 6 hours that I brought in the chicks. I started the antibiotics and multivitamins. Now, whenever you want to give antibiotics or, in fact, any medication to your chicks, ensure you measure them. Don't just take based on your assumption and then give them. Get some kitchen scale. Use it to measure them, because if they say 1 gram to 1 liter of water, don't try to assume the measurement and just measure 1 gram to 1 liter of water before giving it to the chicks. Is very important. So I have my kitchen scale that I normally use to take measurement of the medication that I normally give them. So I advise you do same. Is very important. These are the chicks as of today. I can tell you they are doing well. They are doing very well, eating, drinking. Now another thing I want you to observe, when you open this your brooder, you don't just walk in, oh, let me check my pen. No, all your senses have to be up. Listen to their sound, to the sound some of them are making. Some are not normal, some are normal. So you need to be able to differentiate between those sounds, so that you know what to do at any particular time. Now another thing you also need to do, the ammonia level. You need to be observant about the ammonia level too, because remember I said something about cross ventilation, which we've already provided. So there is a place air can come in, there is a place air can go out from. So in that way, the ammonia level will be very reduced. You may not even notice anything. But in case you open the door, you feel something pepperish in your eye as you enter into the pen. That means the ammonia level is very high. So kindly open up the place from the nylon or tarpaulin you used to cover the brooder. Open up some point, and then from one end, then at the other end you open up another point, so that fresh breeze can come in and then go out from the other end. In that case, the ammonia level will be reduced. And another thing that could also cause that ammonia level to go high is the stocking density. That means you try to stock much bird within small space. They don't really have space to move around freely and all that. So the ammonia level will definitely increase, and it will even affect the growth of the chicks if care is not taken. So ensure you give them enough space. It's very, very important. Now I discovered that the stove that I was using to provide heat for them, when it gets to early hour of the night, it's not enough to provide the required heat for them. So I've decided to add charcoal to it. So hopefully this evening I'll be bringing in lighting up the charcoal to provide heat for them. But sun is still helping me. The temperature is still in order, so that's why I've not added any form of heat to it. You can see they are evenly spread. That's one of the best temperature measurement you can use, the best thermometer you can use to tell whether the temperature is okay in the brooder or not. The behavior of the chicks is very, very important. That's why I said all your senses have to be up when you get into the brooder. Now when you see them cluster at one end, for instance, maybe they cluster around the heat source, you know the heat is very, very low, so you need to increase the heat source so that they will be comfortable. But if on the other hand you've provided some heat source, some form of heat source, now they don't cluster around the heat source, but they move away. They move away from the heat source. So that means the heat is actually too much. You may need to reduce it or open up the curtains so that more of the heat can escape. Then until you see them evenly spread before you assume that okay, the temperature is correct. So that's the best thermometer you can ever use. But even if you have a thermometer that you place in the brooder to tell you the temperature level at any point in time, it's actually the behavior of the chicks that will best tell you how the chicks are doing. So another thing you also need to note, even before you bring in the chicks, the lighting. They have to have light 24 hours for the first 1 week. So after 1 week, that's when you now decide whether you need to give them some hours off or you still need to continue the lighting 24/7. Because without the light in this first 1 week, they won't be able to see the feed or see the water to the feeder or the drinkers to drink from. So it's very important to give them that 24 hours lighting for this first 1 week. So that, because our aim is that they eat very well, drink very well, so that their growth, because they are supposed to be about 4.5 times their arrival weight. That is, by that day 7, we are supposed to have an average weight of minimum of 175 or 185 grams. So from my past batch, I've had so much success because I've had some average weight of about 200 grams, especially from ROS 308. So because of their fast growth and all that. So don't joke with that this first 1 week, first 2 weeks, first 3 weeks. Don't joke with it. So they need to have access to feed as possible. They need to have access to water. So it's very, very important. So don't deny them so that you don't hinder that their growth potential for those first 3 weeks. This is very, very important. Lighting is very, very important. Today is day 3 since we stock our ROS 308 chicks. Now, as you can see, like I said in my previous video, the carton is messed up already, and this won't be good for them. So what I'll be doing today is to flip them over. Flip them over because at this point, leaving them in sawdust is still not okay. You can see the other side of the carton is still very, very clean. Their poo did not wet to the other end. So that's why I love using carton whenever I have it available. So what I'll be doing today is to flip all of them over so that by tomorrow or next, I cannot remove the carton from the sawdust and leave the chicks on the sawdust. Okay. You can see I've just flipped the carton upside down. As in you can see how clean the back side is. So this is good for them. Now in about 2 days from now or so, I'm going to remove the carton totally from the floor so that they will not be on the sawdust. So at times, if you are using newspaper, you may not need to do this because even before day 2, the newspaper is messed up already. So you need to remove it totally. If you are using wood shave, you cannot leave the chicks on the wood shave. Otherwise, if you are using sawdust, you need to now replace the newspaper and put another one until they are about 4-5 days before removing the 4-5-6 days before removing the newspaper entirely. So because I'm using carton, I have the opportunity to reuse it. In other words, flip it over and then use the other side. So that's what I've just done this morning, and the chicks are doing well. Day 3, I have not had any mortality. This is because I've done what I'm supposed to do before stocking my day-old chicks. So another thing we do as the chicks keeps growing. Now you see the nipple, the level of the nipple drinker is becoming too low for them, because otherwise you see around there you see water dripping on the carton. So that shows that the height that we adjust the nipple is somehow low. So because they are growing as you are seeing them, so the next thing we have to do now is to gradually increase it a little, so that the water will not be spilling or dropping on the carton. So it's one of the things we also do on every 2 days, or once we observe that the height is somehow low for them, we have to just lift it up a little by using this rope to adjust it. Now if you want to know how to make this rope adjuster, which I already made, you'll see the video in my channel how to make feeder adjuster. So it's very easy to do. You see the instruction there on how to construct it. Now like I said, I will be adjusting the height of the nipple drinkers today, being day 3. It's one of the routine we need to do today, so that they will be comfortable. So at the same time, so that in order to maintain dry floor, so I need to adjust it to the height that will be okay for them. They need to stretch their neck a little to peck at that pin. So it doesn't need to be at their eye level. So it need to go a little up above their eye level, so that the water will not be dripping on the floor. This is also very, very important. As the chicks grow, you keep adjusting it. If you find this video helpful, kindly subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification icon, like and comment in the comment section below, as this will go a long way in helping me to grow my channel and reach a larger audience. Thank you.